Okay, so 1,446 divided by 12 is 120.5. Is that right? I was right! Hi everyone. Good Friday and Easter is happening this weekend. I don't know if hot cross buns are selling out like toilet paper is, but it doesn't matter because I'm making my own hot cross buns. So first up, we've got 640 grams of bread flour. You can also use plain flour. 1 tablespoon of yeast, which is about 9 grams. 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. 2 teaspoons of allspice. I didn't have allspice, so I just used nutmeg and cinnamon. Half a teaspoon of salt. 110 grams of caster sugar. 1 egg at room temperature. 210 grams of sultanas. 375 grams of milk. 50 grams of melted and cooled unsalted butter. And the zest of 1 orange. Into my bowl of bread flour, I'm going to put sugar, the yeast, the cinnamon, the allspice, and the salt. I'm gonna whisk that together just to mix it. All the dry ingredients are mixed up, and now we'll add in the wet ingredients. Warm milk, melted butter, orange zest, 1 egg, and the sultanas. You could do this in a stand mixer, but again, I just prefer kneading this by hand. They're going everywhere. So now it's quite smooth, I think. You can see how I can stretch it and it doesn't really break apart all that much. Shape it into a ball. Pop it into the bowl. And wrap it up. So I'm going to put this in for about an hour or so until it doubles in size, and then we'll shape it later. Now let's go check on our dough. Alright, the dough has risen. Now I'm going to shape the dough and then let it rise again. Lightly flour your work surface. Take the dough out. Knead it a little to deflate the dough. I'm going to weigh my dough so that I can divide it into 12 equal pieces by weight. Okay, so I've divided my dough into 12 pieces and now I'm just going to roll each of them into a smooth ball. I've greased a tray and I'll put these in evenly spaced apart. And I'm going to let these rise until they not quite double in size, but until they're poofy. I've just taken my buns out of the oven where they've been rising. They've risen quite a bit. Okay, so now the next step is to preheat the oven to 180 degrees. I'll make a flour paste to do the crosses on the buns, and I'll also make a sugar syrup to brush over it later on. Got 75 grams of flour here and 5 tablespoons of water. Just going to pour that in. This is obviously a bit sticky, so I'm going to add more water bit by bit to loosen it up. So this looks roughly like thick paste consistency. I'll put this in a piping bag and then pipe them onto the hot cross buns. buns are done, so I'm gonna pop them in the oven. I'm going to leave the buns in the oven until they turn golden brown, and that should be about when they're done. The buns are rising. Now I'm going to brush sugar syrup over these buns. Look at this. It's so nice and soft. It's so soft! Okay. So I think this is an opportune moment to say something about the occasion, that is Easter. The occasion centers around an event, right? 2,000 years ago, guy dies, comes back to life 3 days later. There are a bunch of questions you can ask about that. Who is this guy? Why did he die? What do you mean he came back to life? Why did he need to die and come back to life? What does God have to do with this? Why would God send someone to die? Why do I need to be forgiven? What do you mean when you say that I have sins? Why do I need someone to die for me? What do you mean I can trust in Jesus? How is this supposed to change my life? Questions can keep going. There's not that much else I really have to say except that I'm reflecting on those questions. So whether you are a Christian or not a Christian, I hope thinking about the event provokes some thoughts for you. Okay, bye. Have a good Easter.